so startling?
I don't know.
And yet it is.
Hello. Hello. Hey, welcome to the show. You have just tuned into We Adventure Northwest.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. where we talk about nothing
And
but have
something all the time.
but have a lot of fun doing it. And we drink beer while we do it. So I'm glad you tuned in and gave us a listen.
Thank you.
If you want to support the channel, go to
www.patreon.com/WeAdventureNW. You can sign up on a tier of your choice. You can also find us over on YouTube.
Yes. We're doing all this video stuff now too.
You are.
Yeah, only we're doing podcast plus doing a little video.
You can also see us over on Instagram and TikTok, Facebook, all of the same handle, WeAdventureNW.
Mm-hmm. As I'm drinking
Wow.
my tequila.
Jeez.
Maybe.
Disclosure, this is our second recording for the night.
I might have had one or two already.
I've had a shot of tequila, a shot of.
Okay, this isn't a competition.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm ready to go.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm in training, coach.
Oh, right.
So, what are we going to talk about tonight?
I thought we would talk about maybe some trips I got planned.
Because it's the Pacific Northwest, and right now it is the cold, rainy, freezing rain, possible fog advisory for the next few months.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's been super foggy here.
So foggy. Oh my gosh. But I would take the fog over the freezing rain any day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Any day.
Yeah, it is kind of as much as I hate to admit,
yeah,
it is my off season.
Yeah.
And
that's why you're so active on the podcast.
Yeah.
All the
so
socials.
I try to get them all in now.
Yeah.
So when I am traveling and I'm on the road,
your listeners have something.
Yeah, I have something to listen to, and
yeah.
You know,
like
if I miss the intern, then I can turn on the podcast.
Oh yeah, should we talk about this? So during the introduction, we have we has 5 girlfriends, the intern, a wife. What else do you have?
2 cats.
2 cats, one that's curled up on an office chair because he wanted to be on the podcast table. He's really needy. He's so needy. He's my dragon. He's just a baby. I don't want to say that. He'll jump up on the table and then you guys will meet him.
Don't.
So you have a lot of extracurricular activities that you do on a regular basis that include the girlfriends, your wife, the intern, Safety Sally. You just have whole.
You said I do my wife.
I hope so. I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Back to I had this vision and yeah.
Sure. So in the off season, I know you have quite a few different rides that you are looking at planning. Is there one that sticks out that we could talk about on this podcast in particular?
Yeah, for sure.
I like how you're surprised. Like we didn't plan this ahead of time. We did not plan this.
No, I do have one. I've been wanting to do this one for quite a while.
Oh, hold on. Wait, we forgot to do beer on the porch.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Beer on the porch. Tonight, the podcast on Beer on the Porch is brought to you by Tecate Light. It's wintertime, so we're watching our figure.
Yeah, because we're not as active. No, we're not. I thought it was sounded good.
That's why I had you adjust the camera angle.
Oh,
because yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I'm playing catch up, but I got it.
I got it. You're good. So Tecate Light is beer on the porch for this podcast. Thank you, Tecate.
The beer of choice tonight.
Yes. So, okay. So of all the trips you're planning for 2024, which can we just take a moment of silence and think of 2024? Good Lord. What?
Since we're doing these on video now,
and
this is all on YouTube.
Yeah.
Does this shirt make me look fat?
No, you look very attractive.
Okay. Do I need to suck it in?
No, you look great.
Okay.
Be nice to my best friend. You look amazing. I'm liking this.
I'm,
This is
I'm
new for
on.
the
I
viewers
know
too.
this is new and itchy, and I'm not a beard guy.
Like on other people or yourself?
On myself,
Why?
I don't know. I've just never. Uh,
It complements your eyes very well.
yeah. Okay.
Wow, you take a compliment really well, sir.
Okay. Why? Thank you.
Oh, that's so. Oh, with the dimple cheek too? No, no. I like it. I think it looks very nice.
Yeah, I'm trying it out. I'm trying it out.
Okay, this is the
Uh,
longest you've had
you
one
know what?
since I've known you.
And I was out riding the other day,
Yeah.
and it's cold, and you got your little scarf that goes up here,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of. And it was by the end of the day,
Yeah.
it just itched so bad because it
Oh,
moves the
yeah.
whiskers
Well, and
around,
if
and
it mushes it the wrong
yeah,
way, then you have that. Yeah.
but it's too cold to pull it down,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was just like, oh, I I I don't know how you guys that have beards. I don't
Yeah.
know how you do it full time with a helmet and all that.
Comment down below your
Yeah,
secrets.
I yeah. How do you do it? Because I can't. Oh, it just itches too bad
Yeah.
when I'm doing that. So
Well,
yeah, this last year, I rode with a guy that his was, holy cow, it was probably 10, 12 inches long.
it's
It
like
was
ZZ Top.
like, well,
God, that
not
shows my
not
age.
quite like ZZ Top, but it was,
Duck Dynasty.
it was that real long beard. He had a
Okay.
real long beard, and it was like, oh, I don't know how he does it, but he pulls it off. So
Hmm.
it's not for me though.
Well, I think you
So
look
this will
fabulous.
probably come off in the spring when I get to back to riding full time.
Sure.
So
Sure. Right now, it's keeping your cheeks warm.
it is, it is. It's cold out. It keeps me warm.
So when you shave it off, are you gonna do like the
In
like?
stages. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do
Are
it
you
in
gonna do it
stages.
in
So I'll do
stages?
like mutton chops first, and then
Ooh.
we'll do like,
I'm a big fan
yeah,
of
we'll
Wolverine,
we'll,
so
we'll do some,
I like the
we'll have
mutton
some
chops.
fun. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So each stage, can we do a podcast so that people
Oh
can?
sure.
Okay. Oh,
Oh
this is
sure. Yeah.
exciting, you
Yeah.
guys. You heard it here.
We'll do a beard shaving
If you
in
are not
segments.
already a Patreon, this would be worth it
Oh,
because
this,
you get
you
early
know what?
access to
Maybe
everything.
we'll just put this in the Patreon so only the Patreons can see it.
Okay.
We'll
You
do
heard
that.
it here
We'll
first,
do
folks.
that.
Go head over to
Yeah.
patreon.com/WeAdventureNW. Sign up so that you can see the stages
Yeah.
of the hair removal.
And
Well,
how
that's
much fun we're going to have doing it.
I'm really excited for this. Probably more excited than the podcast. So let's move forward
Okay.
on the podcast tonight. So,
Okay.
of all the rides that you're planning for 2024, which ride right now is speaking to you and is most exciting to plan?
Okay. Uh, the one I want to do
Mm-hmm.
the most, and it's been kind of on the list to do, is I want to do the Idaho BDR.
Okay.
And what just happened? Oh
Oh
no.
no.
We just had a fatal
We did have a fatal.
um
Ho, ho,
interruption.
ho, ho, ho. Yeah, the one that's the most recent one on your list.
Yeah, so that would be what? Look at all these cameras. That nothing happened. Nothing happened. No, the one
Seamless.
that's on my list to do for this year
Yeah.
is because I've already completed Oregon and half of
Ooh.
Washington. I thought I would do,
Let me guess. Can I guess?
yeah.
I already know.
No, so it's not really guessing.
No, it's the Idaho BDR. I also need to mute
So,
this because it's going nuts.
okay, so everybody that when you say the Idaho BDR,
Yeah,
does everyone know what a BDR is? Do you know
BDR.
what a BDR is?
Bedroom Doctor Recovery.
No, you are so close, so close,
I
so
don't feel like
close,
I.
so close.
Oh wow, your the
No,
extension of your arms is impressive.
no. BDR stands for Backcountry uh,
Discovery Trail.
Discovery
The route.
Route. And then when it puts the like ID would be Idaho or OR Oregon or
How many
CO.
BDRs are there?
That is a very good question. I want to say there's
Idaho,
10.
Washington. Oregon, Nevada.
Nevada.
Is there an Arizona BDR?
There is in
Is it
Arizona.
just strictly for the West Coast, or do
No,
we
no,
have?
no,
Oh,
no, no. California, they're getting a northern section
that's the
that they're
West Coast.
developing. I know, but they only have one that's in the southern part of California. Now they're building one in northern California. They got Idaho, Arizona, New Mexico.
Okay.
I
Are there
can't
any
remember
on the
that.
East
There's
Coast?
Utah,
Utah.
Washington, Utah. They're building one for Montana.
Okay.
Yes, the East Coast kind of has it's the like Mid Atlantic
East Coast. Really
route, and it's kind of a few of the states put together, and that goes. It's different. The population's a lot heavier back there, and the roads are more established, older, and so they've got to do it a little different than they do over here.
So
But
quickly explain to me what makes a BDR, a backcountry discovery route. Is it all off road? Is there a little bit of on
so
road? Is
they
there what
yeah,
is it?
so they try to keep it all off road,
Okay.
gravel to off road 2 track.
Okay.
Very very little pavement,
Okay.
and they try to support all the small towns and communities, like
Mm,
the real small towns and communities
okay.
um, that just maybe need a little help and that would
So
not,
like fuel stops, snack
yeah,
stops, lunch
and
stops,
would they
hotels.
would not
Okay.
get this kind of activity.
Okay.
And
Do you have to ride a motorcycle to do the BDR?
yes and no. Like there are routes that you can do. Like
Like a
I know
Jeep
what,
route or a
yeah, you
okay.
can do
Okay.
on a lot of it.
Okay.
I think Idaho you can do, you can probably drive it. Washington, I know you can definitely drive that one.
Okay.
Oregon, not so much.
Okay.
Oregon would be tough. I know there's been some people that have done it. Um, it would be a little tougher. There's some areas that are really sketchy.
And as far as like rider ability, if you're a brand new rider to like a dual sport or on off road, do you recommend the BDR as a ride,
Yeah,
or
I
because
do.
I've
I do.
seen YouTube videos with you where people are like, "This was really, really hard," and you said, it was a little challenging, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was really, really hard. So
Well,
I just want to preface this podcast talking about the Idaho BDR and say you have been riding a motorcycle since you were tall enough to touch the foot peg. So about five,
five-ish, five,
4 or 5
six.
years
Yeah.
old, 5, 6. So even though you are completely humble, you have the humility of, someone who is just like, I can ride, but I'm not that great. I would tend to disagree with you when I watch your videos. I think you are an excellent rider. So when you say something isn't as difficult, I'm going to caution our listeners and our viewers that you have been riding a very long time and you ride very technical stuff. So you've got great balance, you've got great technique. So I don't want to mislead people into thinking that you started riding 5 years ago
Okay.
and this is easy for
No,
you.
that's very fair.
Yeah.
And would I recommend a BDR to a brand new rider? I absolutely.
Okay.
Pick the right bike though. Yeah, I mean you're not going to start on a big bike,
Well, and I
anyways.
think that is a future podcast.
That
Pick the right bike for the
yeah. Oh,
BDR that you're
definitely,
riding. And I
definitely.
think we can do that with the
Or
Oregon BDR, the Washington BDR. You can recommend, like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And if you're starting out, you want to start out on a small bike. You don't want to start out on a big
1100 AT.
yeah, 1,000 cc bike.
Sure.
800 cc. You don't want to start out that big. You just start out
Yeah.
with a small bike
And maybe
and
that is
have
our next
fun and
podcast
learn.
as we
Yeah.
talk about if I was going to do the BDR, what bike would you recommend for me? Because I tell you, it's probably going to be like a Trail 50, and I'm not going to make it. And it's going to be like the first time we went skiing. I snowplowed and cried. So maybe that's not our next
I tell you,
podcast.
I really do want to um, take the 450 on one of them, though.
You do.
Yeah, I really do. I
So
think
the
that would be a
450 is a dual
lot.
sport. It's a Honda
It's
450. It's been
450X.
450X.
Yeah,
It's street legal. It's got a
sort of, kind of.
license.
Yeah.
It's street legal.
It's
It's
street
got a
legal, yeah.
license.
It's insured.
I swear. I don't know
um,
what I'm gonna do with you.
it's legal in Mexico. That's all I know.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, no, I would love to take that. My main bike to take on the BDRs right now is the Honda Africa Twin 1100.
Right.
That's
Would you say she's
yeah,
kind of heavy?
it is. It's very heavy.
Yeah,
You get it loaded down, it gets very
right. So back to the IDO, Idaho BDR.
heavy.
That's
Yeah,
kind of hard to say.
Idaho BDR.
Oh, well,
I got it.
I had a shot of peanut butter whiskey, so there it is.
Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out this. I've been wanting to do this a long time. Now the Idaho BDR is about. I want to say it's got to be 1,300 miles.
Whoosh.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Okay, hold on though. If I've learned anything about these BDRs, is
Mm-hmm.
they're not just Idaho.
What do you mean?
When you did the Oregon BDR, you started in Nevada.
Yes, the starting point is in Nevada. It's just barely over the state line.
So where is this?
But it's because there is so they try to start it you at either like a hotel, a town that has a hotel
Smart.
or a gas station.
Okay. So that's your staging.
So yeah, it gets so remote
Yeah.
where the starting is. It usually drops to the closest town to
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
what Oregon's is Denali? Is
Yeah.
it Denali? Something like that. Nevada,
I thought that was
and
a
then
type of
Idaho.
car.
The Idaho, yeah, it is Denali. It's not Denali. It's I can't remember what it is. Put in the comments what it is. I can't remember. And then the Idaho one is also starts in Nevada at Jarbridge. Jarbridge? Jarbridge. Like, don't say it because these people may be listening. It's it's
Spell it.
it's
J.
JARBIDGE. So it's not. There's no R in it. So it's Jar Jarbridge. Like garbage, but only Jarbridge, right? I don't
Is there an
know.
R?
There is an R in there. So it's JAR bridge.
Jarbridge.
Jarbridge.
Jarbidge. Jarbidge.
Jarbridge. I'm gonna say
I don't have
Jarbridge.
my glasses on. J.
J-
J-A-R.
let's just call it Jarbridge. Jarbridge. Jarbridge.
Jarbidge.
Jarbridge. I'm gonna call it.
I am
I
so sorry.
apologize
I am
to
so
all
sorry. Can you
the.
cut this out?
There's only like it's only populated by maybe 20
Great.
some
So we've
people.
just offended 20
Yeah.
solid people. Sorry. So Jarbidge
Yeah.
is the starting point.
Yes.
Population under 100.
Under 50.
Which really does pull insight now that I'm trying to regain my composure and professionalism for this podcast. It does bring light to a place that maybe people wouldn't go to.
Yeah.
Like on purpose.
Yeah.
Like
no.
so
no.
that is supporting a community, a smaller
Yeah.
community that normally wouldn't have the support if the BDR didn't exist. So
yes.
that is a really good thing for them to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
for sure. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it seems like a big deal. So you start in Jarbidge,
which is it's just a few miles. I want to say over the border
of who of what
of Idaho and Nevada. I want to say it's not that many miles.
Okay,
maybe,
I lived in
10.
Idaho. I didn't realize Idaho. I thought Idaho was hooked up with Utah. Idaho hooks up with Nevada too.
Yes.
What a hooker! Hold on, Idaho. Wow. Wow.
Just saying.
No, I hear what
love
you're
Idaho though. It's one of my favorite states to visit.
Because that's where I'm from.
Yes.
I don't
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have that one.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Idaho borders Nevada.
Yeah.
And Montana and Wyoming.
So yeah.
And Utah.
Yeah.
And Oregon and Washington.
And this is why Idaho has so much going on.
I guess.
Yeah, I love this state. But no, it goes from basically just inside Nevada all the way to Canada.
Ooh, you're riding all the way to Canada?
Yeah. So
are you going to need your passport?
Depends if I want to go venture over and maybe come back down on the Washington BDR.
Why wouldn't you?
I know, I know. Well, it just depends on logistics.
How much
Um,
you miss the intern?
how much in, yeah, miss the intern, and if all parties have passports,
Passports?
yeah. So,
Okay.
but I would love to make that loop and just come back down.
Okay.
So maybe it might be a deal.
I say plan it that way, and then if it doesn't work out, that's fine. So I
Yeah,
see you have the map in front of you. So
I
how
do.
long have you been working on this Idaho BDR 2024 trip?
So not that long.
Okay.
It's always been in the back of my mind,
Like
but
yesterday, this morning?
no,
Okay.
no weeks.
Okay.
But logistically, I've been trying to put it together. Um, we could have up to about, I want to say, 6 riders on this one.
Oh, sheesh. This will be a
Yeah,
good one then.
yeah. So, and the more the merrier.
Anyone
I
who's
hopefully,
listening who wants to do the Idaho BDR, comment down below. Maybe you guys can like.
yeah, because we're gonna be doing it like probably July, August ish, probably.
Now, the Idaho BDR, is there anything like the Oregon BDR, and I'm familiar with Idaho landscape, where you have to worry about starting later in the excuse me, for snow melt?
Yes, and that's
Yes.
in northern
Every once in a
Idaho.
while I have a Napoleon
Yeah.
Dynamite moment
No,
where I'm
no,
like,
no. That's a really good question, and yeah, it's you
it's
do
a factor.
because you're starting in the desert
Yeah.
and you're ending up in some pretty high country elevation wise.
So
Um,
where does it go through? I mean, just give me a quick like,
Glens Ferry. So the first
okay.
part starts in Nevada, goes through Glens Ferry, which is between Mountain Home and Twin Falls.
Familiar with that
Yep.
area.
Goes into one of my very favorite places to ride, which is up by a little town, Pine.
Pine, Idaho.
Pine, Idaho.
Okay.
Goes up through there. I love it. That's the Baumgartner area.
You've been there many times.
Yeah. In fact, when I went to Yellowstone this time, I made a point to go up through that
I remember.
and had a lot of fun. And then it just goes up from there. Uh, little towns. Excuse the
Little
map.
crackly
Yeah,
noise there.
but you're going through a lot of the Sawtooth Mountains,
Okay.
and then you end up. And I never understood this, but um, you do kind of go what McCall kind of area, but you
Coeur
also
d'Alene-ish, McCall, or
well Coeur d'Alene, yeah, you do
okay.
go up there by that,
Okay.
but it does drift into Montana, and it's got quite a few miles that go out and around into Montana,
That doesn't surprise
and
me.
then come back into Lolo.
Lolo is Montana, isn't it? Lolo Pass,
No, that's Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when you're saying, these are all kind of back roads, there's not a, I mean, you go on main roads, but the whole point of it is to do the back route, right? The back
Yeah,
roads.
yeah.
So I'm not surprised that it would go into Montana in that area if it's a little more populated
Yes.
in that
Yeah.
portion of Idaho.
And it looks
So
like it goes up through right into Coeur d'Alene Lake.
have you ever been
Um,
there?
yeah, it's beautiful in there. And another part that it goes into, which is down by Interstate 90, isn't it? Interstate 90?
Mm,
93 maybe? I don't know. It's
85.
one of those that goes in there.
Did I
No,
ever
I
tell you
think
the
it is
time
90. Yeah, it is 90. That
that I
goes,
that I left Missoula and I went the wrong way, and instead of going to
yeah,
Idaho Falls, I was headed towards Coeur d'Alene,
yeah,
and I went a long
you
time.
almost made it to Spokane.
Yes,
So, but this goes right through like Wallace. Do you remember
the
Wallace,
red light
Idaho?
district,
The
the
red
only
light
red
town,
light
yeah.
district in Idaho, right?
It was a red light.
Beaches.
It was a red light district up until the mid 80s,
I wanted to say
90s,
90s, but it
maybe
could have been
90s.
80s. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
somewhere. Yeah. So
pretty recent. I mean, not recent, but recent for
no, and
history.
no, I've been up through that quite a few times.
Yeah,
Not for that reason, but
sure, sure, sure.
when we go
Okay,
to
Mike
go
Sky Ranch.
fishing,
We
yeah,
all know. We
yeah.
all know.
But no, it's a really cool
It
town,
is a really cool town.
and it's way high up,
Yeah.
elevation wise.
Yes. So does it go through Wallace? Is that what
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes right through Wallace, Idaho.
So Wallace is a forgotten town. If
It
you
really is.
so that's cool that the BDR goes through Wallace and supports those people. I'm really behind this. Like I'm really starting to
Yeah.
understand how many communities and how many like small towns are going to be touched by all of these people going through on their
Yeah, that
motorcycles.
really is the key thing about this BDR
Yeah,
association, that they just really are out there for the small
the small
communities
communities that have
to make
gotten
sure that
lost.
they survive.
Yeah, I really like that. I support this.
And we saw that in Oregon this last year.
Well,
Was
wasn't the one of the towns you went
it
through the ones
was
that were suffered with the fires that came through a couple years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But that town got still gets a lot of, because they have a lake. They have
Ah,
resources that bring in tourism.
okay.
So it was fine, but it's the little towns like Plush.
Never heard of
Yeah,
Blush.
that's out in the middle of nowhere. It's out by the Steens Mountains, out by yeah, out by the
Steens
Steens,
Mountains.
and
Huh.
it's very remote,
So
and
you
it's
wouldn't
just a little ranching
necessarily go
community.
there.
No, you wouldn't. No, not at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
And there's one gas pump, and a little restaurant, general store. That's it.
And they're probably the friendliest people.
Well, they are
Yeah.
and that really helps them out. And I imagine this Jarbidge in Nevada, with them starting, it
Yeah.
really helps them out because
So how new is the BDR? Regardless of where it's at. Like
it's not
when
that
did it
new.
start? Oh, it's old. It's like okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's been around. Oh man, I should have done all my
I'm
research.
so sorry.
It has been around for
You're
quite a
just new
while
to
now.
it.
I'm new to it, getting
Okay.
into it,
Okay.
because I kind of discovered it on accident. I think I discovered it on YouTube or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and it was like, wow, I want to start doing these.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do the Transamerica
Mm-hmm.
one, and but that's not as realistic as these are, because these are right in our back door.
Why are they not
And
realistic? Because they're so long and you're not
yeah,
a long
I don't
distance
know.
lever.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to run 10,000 miles, and it would take me a while.
Ugh, that would take
So
you a
yeah,
long time. Yeah.
yeah, because I think that one's like 45, 4,600 miles
I'm
one
just
way.
gonna say now there is a young lady that would not
Yeah,
tolerate that. And
no,
it's not
and it's
necessarily
not
me.
you.
Yeah.
It's the other little lady in my life.
She would tell
She would
you,
definitely go.
no way.
Yeah,
No way. Well,
but
cool.
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear future planning.
Hmm?
I'm excited to hear who's going when
Yeah,
you get
I'm
it put
excited to
together.
do this.
Yeah,
So
I'm proud of you. I
yeah,
think this is a good winter project while we're dealing with the Pacific Northwest rain for what is it, 18 months out of the year is what I've heard.
yeah, right. Yeah, to do this one logistically, it's about, from start to finish, right around 3,000 miles.
Oof. And how many, well, that's a tough question, I know. How many miles would you average a day? And I know that's hard because it depends on the terrain, it
That
depends on where you are.
is very hard.
What is the maximum you would want to go in a day?
So when I'm doing these, I don't really go mileage.
Okay. Oh, hours.
I go hours.
Okay.
So we're usually on the bike about 10 to 12 hours a day.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And yeah, yeah,
I mean, honestly, that's a
it
lot.
is. But when you get in the groove, you just kind of get in the groove and you ride.
Yeah, and you just go.
But yeah, it's normally 10 to 12 hours on the
Okay.
bike.
Okay.
So do that into miles.
It just depends on
It's
what the terrain is.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
lot of fast miles.
Yeah.
But you may make 200 miles a day, 250 a day.
Oof.
So maybe you make 100 a day. I don't know. And a lot of guys want to do these things. They're broke up in sections,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of guys want to do, if there's 7 sections, they only want to do a section a day. So it takes them 7 days. So for me, yeah, I've got all the time in the world I can do that with, but are the other guys that I'm riding with,
Same
are
boat.
they
Yeah.
able to take that much time?
Right.
Because
Right.
I'm figuring it's going to take, it's about 650, 700 miles just to get to it. and then once we end it, it's about the same to get back. So
Yeah.
do I take it in? Do I take those in 2 more days?
Chunks.
So
Yeah.
that's 4 days. Just if we did that, that's 4 days of just travel to there and from it,
Oof.
plus the days that you take to do it.
Right.
So it depends how fast you can do it. We did the Oregon BDR, um, seeing everything.
Yeah.
We probably went to we probably we probably didn't enjoy it as much as we could have
And
because we blew through it.
that is what I want to talk about on the next podcast.
Yeah.
So if you are not already subscribed to Patreon, to YouTube, to your favorite podcast platform, whether that be Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, whatever it is, definitely, follow, hit that download button, hit that like button, subscribe, whatever it is on that platform that you have, because I want to talk about that next time,
Yeah.
about how you have all the time in the world to spend out and do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that when you're out and about? Do you feel like you have all the time in the
Oh,
world, or do you feel pressure to
that
get
is
back?
that's a podcast all in
Right.
itself.
And I definitely want to talk about that in the future.
Yeah,
I
I
also
know.
want to touch base more as you're planning the Idaho BDR.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe publish, what the route is, and get
Oh
your
yeah,
ideas on how long you
yeah,
think, each portion takes. So yeah,
yeah. We'll put a link in there for you guys.
definitely follow. There's definitely more to come.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, uh, with that, let's go ahead and we've already been in this thing 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're good. I
So
think we've covered quite a
let's
bit.
go ahead and kill this one. And until next time, guys, um, ride safe, have many adventures, and be safe out there. Right?
Absolutely.
Right on, guys. Okay. See you next time.
Bye.